Works for me.
Greetings all, my name is Kontrol. I'm a professional artist, a huge fan of classic comics, and a veteran gamer. You have reached the finale of a 3-part series. A trilogy, if you will. Not a carefully planned and structured trilogy, mind you. More of a make it the hell up as I go trilogy, like Disney Star Wars. Of course, a Destiny fan art series doesn't need much of a plan, right? 3 hero classes, 3 videos. So simple and obvious, the videos practically make themselves. I so wish they did. Anyway, we're at the end, and I want to tell you, we've saved the best for last. I want to tell you that, but you already know we're doing Hunter, so why muddy the waters with terrible lies? I'm just kidding. Hunters are awesome. The only reason they've showed up last in this series is I was having some trouble settling on a sick action pose. I also made kind of a big deal about Titan's place in Destiny lore last week. Well, the Hunter class has some badass backstory too. So, let's get into it. Internet, I summon thee. Grant me your limitless knowledge. And hit enter. Hunters, once proud the wilderness and wastelands, taking big risks for even bigger rewards. You're no outlaw, at least not anymore. But making your own luck has always meant bending the rules. Your unique brand of daring and ingenuity is needed now more than ever. All right. Okay, I've done some homework here. The hunter uses stealth to kill their enemies. Hunters are aloof, mostly keeping to themselves and using lightweight throwing knives and smoke to disorient their enemies. Hunter cloaks affect a sense of mystery and provide excellent camouflage when they are in the wild. Yeah, you know what else provides excellent camouflage? Turning invisible, which hunters tend to do. Totally fair. I don't see the problem. Through manipulation of the traveler's energies, hunters learned how to survive in the wild, assassinate their prey, and reclaim lost secrets of the Golden Age. They are daring scouts and stealthy killers, experts with knives and precision weapons. Hunters blaze their own trails and write their own laws. Their role in protecting the last city is going out in the field for intel and refugees. They are skilled at surviving extended periods of time away from the city. Though some fear them as being dangerous, their bravery has saved many lives and led to many discoveries dating back to the Golden Age. Among the culture of hunters, hunters who become close friends are expected to take up the cloaks of their fallen comrades to finish business that they started. Finish the business they started? Does this mean that hunters are honor bound to keep the Cade 6 bar and grill up and running? Sounds tedious. No wonder hunters are aloof. But, as Destiny guys like myself know full well, what matters most about hunters is how they operate in the gameplay arena. And that's where things get interesting. So, let's get to the meat and potatoes already. The top 5 reasons to go hunter. Bring a sword. Number 5, the dodge. Yeah, this was an easy one. What can you say about the hunter dodge? Well, the most important thing is hunters are the only class that does it. Basically, it's a juke left or right, or forwards or backwards. One version is a sideways spin, while the other is a full-on dive for extra evasion. The extra instant mobility is a great perk all on its own, but it comes with optional bonuses. The dodge can also reload all weapons, McCree style. It can restore the power of your melee attack. It can turn you invisible. Dodging also activates the perks of certain exotic armor. Things like increased movement speed, restored health, and with the help of just introduced exotic leg armor, a timed explosive. If you're using the hunter and not dodging, you're just fired. Number 4, snare bomb. The hunter smoke bombs are kind of an odd commodity. They're called bombs and clearly are bombs, but they sit in the melee slot in your HUD and are activated by the melee attack button. These things blind and disorient your enemies, which is basically killing them, since the hunter who tossed the grenade is also armed with guns. The bomb confuses your radar. It's indistinguishable from an actual enemy. To fully understand the impact of smoke bombs, one has to be on the receiving end of them. Not only are you blinded, but your movement is slowed down, which is something of a theme when it comes to fighting hunters, which brings us to number 3, the Shadow Shot. This is a hunter's super, and in my opinion, it's the most visually awe-inspiring super in Destiny. Basically, the hunter summons a bow and fires a void anchor towards a group of enemies. The enemies are tethered to the anchor by individual lines of void energy, weakening and suppressing them from all incoming attacks. Now, the Shadow Shot can absolutely be used to weaken bosses, but for my money, the most entertainment value is tagging hordes of low-level enemies with the anchor. In the Crucible, it turns off opposing Guardian supers like a light switch, and when you are tethered, you move like you're in quicksand, and your aim is immediately yanked down. It's nasty stuff, so use it and abuse it. Number 2, the Orpheus Rig. Okay, if you want to level up your aforementioned abuse of Shadow Shot, you might want to put on this exotic. See, the Orpheus Rig leg armor allows hunters to use their Shadow Shot more often. What happens is when
Kontrol, Orpheus Rig is useless without Shadow Shot. Shouldn't they switch places in your top 5?
I suppose, but we're going in ascending order, so I can't explain the power of Orpheus Rig before I've introduced the tether, right?
I guess that makes sense.
Good. Now, please return to my tortured subconscious. Thank you. Orpheus Rig drains ability energy from all tethered targets for the duration of the super. If enough enemies are tagged, it's possible for your entire super meter to be restored right away. This is somewhat less likely after Bungie nerfed the rig substantially a few months ago. But they're still worth putting on in some of the tougher endgame content, especially when you're working with a fire team. Here we go. At number 1, the Stompies. Yes, exotic leg armor is a popular item on my Xbox. What can I say? The Stompies are also a very popular item among hunter mains in Destiny 2. The Stompies, they're what Daredevil puts on when he wants to move like Spider-Man. You run faster and jump higher. Like, way higher. I do believe your slide distance is increased too. For me, the Stompies were crucial in obtaining an extremely powerful exotic sniper rifle that was mission locked behind some cruel Bungie-style platforming madness. But for most hunters, the Stompies are all about being a pain in the neck to other Guardians in PvP. See, hunters already have the most elusive jump style that can even include a triple if the player desires. When this is combined with enhanced superhuman agility, your enemies now have to contend with a very fast Guardian that spends 99% of the match airborne. In case you don't already know this, in a shooter it is both nerve-wracking and infuriating to contend with such insanely mobile foes. So, remember children, when you take down a hunter, make sure to dismember the corpse. Now, eagle-eyed Destiny vets who are watching the progress of my pinup might be asking, hey, the only exotic in this drawing is the Knucklehead Radar helmet. Why no Stompies or Orpheus Rig if they're so great? That is a good question, especially when the first 2 pinups in this series included 2 very hard to draw exotics that each made the top 5 list. Well, the answer should be obvious. I done screwed up. See, I snapped a picture of my current hunter in a rare moment without any exotic armor. By the time I noticed I was drawing a hunter with no exotic, the only untouched segment of the blue breakdown was the helmet. I rarely ever put on hunter exotic helmets, so I included the one I thought would look cool. I mean, yeah, the worm husk is pretty powerful, but have you seen it? So, for the record, my hunter is wearing the snow treads from the beautiful Anna of Mars. It's the only non-exotic leg armor that looks good on my hunter. Hey, I'm an artist, okay? I get to choose looks over utility. Anyway, I think that about does it. This is the end of the video, but also the end of my very first series. I'd say that's an occasion to break out the drinks. But who the hell needs an occasion to break out drinks? Not this kid. I'd like to give a personal shout out to the team at Bungie. Without question, the Destiny devs have made choices over the years that I have disliked immensely. There are aspects of the game that continue to irritate me. I'm not going to mention any of those things here. Too many supers going off in Crucible. But overall, Destiny is an incredible achievement in the toughest of all gaming genres. Just ask the makers of Anthem how easy it is to sustain a looter shooter for years at a time. So, big kudos, Bungie. The biggest kudos, however, go to you. You watched my video right until the end. And look at you. You're about to hit the like and subscribe button. Followed by an aggressive sharing campaign to all your friends and acquaintances and mortal enemies. Yeah, why should they be left out? I've managed to approach something like a regular schedule for uploads, so you will be rewarded for staying tuned. Feel free to offer suggestions for future content too. I wasn't kidding about making this up as I go.